game number 4.
Yeah, I fully agree. This one really is who pulls the trigger first, right? Because the first initiation, if you time it right, essentially a lockdown for the entire duration.
Yeah, huge lockdown for the entire duration here. It could be spelling the end of a good team fight here. But now, obviously, Wendy going up head-to-head with Shishan into the mid lane here. Just going for that 2v2 with the support here. But Yulong trying to just make sure that he's not going to get invaded, right?
Well, it's a better laning phase in the mid side for Nova, right? You have the heals and the shields from Waypit and Wendy, but you can see Yulong already understands that, hey, doesn't matter, maybe a potential first blood here. Do they want to force the flash? Unable to find that value here.
I mean, they found the value. They got the Crimson Golem, right? They took that away from the side of Nova Esports, and they're now looking to obviously just make sure that they keep hold of his own Crimson Golem. And see now that CY's like, oh, lads, my Crimson Golem's gone.
Yeah, and that's not going to be a sight that you are going to be very happy with, especially for CY. You need a level advantage to be able to pull maximum value, right? The higher the level is for CY, the tankier he becomes, and you will find it more difficult to take him down, of which then the combination of Wendy and Xuan really comes to fruition.
Yeah, Wendy and Xuan is going to be a huge sustained part of these team fights that can come through and happen onto the side of Nova Esports. But Nova just trying to get that space right, looking to get that upbeat tempo for themselves here in the early game.
I mean, it's more essential for CY to get that space right because he has lost that Crimson Golem to the side of Yulong. So the EXP value will be slightly ahead for the side of Yulong. You can see he's already at level 5.
Yulong at level 5, already kind of outpacing CY into the jungle as well. He's going to already be kind of like a staple marker in this early part of the game, right? The APG are looking to be dominant, are looking to make sure they claim a victory with Yulong's signature pick.
Yeah, right now I think the other comparison I would like to take a look at is Waypit as well as Saber, right? These are two corresponding outs, both set up in a long-range fashion, and you can catch multiple people at the same time. Yulong here looking for an opening onto the side of Nova here. They're not going to find much. It's really more about the wave clear.
Yeah, getting the wave clear, getting that priority into the mid lane as we obviously heading into around about 2 minutes and 30 seconds now. So you can already still start to see that the second itemization for both of the jungle's items come through, and CY is able to reclaim his own Crimson Golem. So they know that where CY is going to be thanks to that little bit of intel, so they can kind of like go safely here into the top side of the map and claim that Azure Golem.
Yeah, it's all about the timing here. So based on how they have structured the map, Nova does have a slight goal lead, right? Because of the goal sharing, they found more value in the mid lane. Right now, approaching. You take that invade on the jungle with 7 seconds to go. Nova, they don't take the risk. They don't go for the steal on that Crimson buff on the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, there's no need to, because obviously they still have that Guardian Sprite as well, right? So they're going to do reduced damage as well, whereas Yulong is going to do a full 100% damage come through to the side of Nova Esports, but able to secure their own Crimson Golem is going to be a saving grace here for the side of APG's Yulong.
Yeah, at this point I feel like Nova, they have the map control advantage, right? Because at any point of time, Xuan will definitely be able to rotate much faster with the Battlefield command already. You'll see this first engagement, 3.5 minutes. Both teams, you want to squeeze them out. This is the best time to do so. Yeah,
you want to use that global ultimate to perfection here onto the side of Nova Esports, just putting pressure onto these team fights, but more importantly, keeping CY alive when he commits those big dives.
Yeah, and they can also double down on the damage as well, right? Xuan can come in with the blitz, and with that, they will be able to get a stun, the burst from the Dominator shield as well. That is extra value in terms of life-taking abilities from the side of Nova Esports.
Nova Esports just trying to set up these lanes as the Tyrant gets online here, as we see a bit of a brawl go for it right now. Started very quickly and evidently here by Nova, the ball being placed down.
Yep, set up by Saber. Here comes the steal potential, but CY secures it. The fight is looking great for the side of Nova, though they have taken a lot of lives, but Xiang comes back, takes the life of CY. Right now, it's a roam for a support, and Waypit will fall next as well. Nova lose 2, and APG looks successful.
They do look very successful, even regarding the fact that they didn't get that Tyrant and the increased damage buff here, and the fact that Nova has the gold lead as well. They had everything going for them in this team fight, but Xiang completely upset it for them.
I mean, they still have it. That's the craziest part, right? Yeah. So Nova with the gold lead, and with the Tyrant buff as well, unable to find the value of the team fight. And with this, they will be able to recover. The buffs will be left untouched on the side of Nova. So APG, they couldn't maximize it.
And I mean, because of that direct consequence, we do see that Xiang's able to build that Blazing Cape as well. So that's going to be the anti-heal they need going into these team fights to try and curtail that self-sustain of the side of Nova's draft.
Yep, I think, you know what, at this point, Nova, they're looking like they want to double down on the damage as well.
Yeah.
Damage and the heal values, because the stave of sorceries has been built into the kit of Wendy. And this is going to aid him not just in getting extra damage for every skill usage, it's going to increase his healing amount as well.
Exactly. Healing amounts can be increased here thanks to obviously just building that staves onto the side of Nova's Wendy. But obviously kill up for them. They are literally ahead in the gold lead as well. Obviously into the mid part of the map, gold lead is going over to Wendy.
Alright, I want to see the value that Shushan is going to be able to pour for his team. Every single board is going to be very important for the board master here. And at this point, Nova, they're holding on to the lead close to 1,000. So this is looking good, even though they gave away 2 pretty big kills over to the side of Alpha Gaming.
Yeah, they're just trying to maintain that gold lead, right? They're just looking to keep themselves into this horse into the race for Nova Esports because they are down 1 game point. Like, they have to make sure they put in every right foot forward into this game number 4.
Yeah, I mean, over time, I still feel like Nova's drop is pretty strong because on the pick of Yulong for the side of the Mirage, right, for Jing, you want to be able to land down your skills on the Muji. But with the shields, the Leaping Savior giving extra shields to Muji, the Battlefield Command coming down if it's necessary from Strength, I don't think you get that one-shot burst you're looking for into Muji.
Oh, absolutely not, especially when you get that healing from Wendy, right? And also, obviously, the Battlefield Command from Quan, but it has to be used.
Oh no, Shushan, he's falling low as well, has been caught using the passive. He will not survive with the Battlefield Command. Wendy takes the credit for that kill, and right now it's a 4v5. Nova looking for more value across the map.
They are. Obviously, Siang was looking for a rotation down there to go and help his buddy Shishan on this board master, but get taken out. Obviously, not being able to use that flash thanks to that Unbridled Outburst.
And this is a big deficit, right? Shushan was safe because he had his passive. Now, he's out of the passive for at least another 150 seconds. That's a long time. Nova can press for more.
Yeah, very long time within Honor of Kings here, so looking to keep himself in a great position or maybe just use those boards to zone out these enemy teams. Is the potential here from Shushan on the side of APG, but they don't want to lose his T1 in top side of the map.
Yep, they force the ulti from Wendy. Nothing too big for the side of Nova. Right now, as long as they don't take another fight, it should be a-okay. Sun, on the other hand, has other plans for the side of Alpha Gaming. They want to force this T1 down and look for the trade, but immediately Xuan makes that TP down. He's going to try and mount the defense. Unfortunately, not going to be in time. The rotation does come through. Nova, you can take the T1, but do you survive the escape?
Yeah, he doesn't want to take any hits from Sun, especially when he's got the Eternity Blade as well as the Shadow Ripper, right? Like, that's going to do a lot of damage, but then at the same time, you're able to kind of just use that ult bolt to poke at a long range as well. Or even you can just try and go for the turret, take the shots, use the protective winds to completely get rid of it as well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the value of having that second skill, physical immunity, right? You're able to tank a little bit more shots and put yourself in a position where you could serve as a bait. And then once APG has access to your backlines after you use that Battlefield Command, you find yourself out of options here.
Out of options and out of mind is going to be top side of the map, Muchi, just trying to clear out the minion wave top side here to make sure they don't lose that second T1.
They're going to try and go on the CY at this point. Nothing too big. They did have to commit the Yulong ultimate at this point. So CY now in a better position. Border going to be laid down. They got the stun. Still unable to find it. CY secures the Tyrant for the side of Nova. And right now, they just need to maintain this lead. They still have a goal lead. They have the next buff for 80 seconds. Waypit and Wendy. These are your defensive structures on the side of Nova. Until you take them down, Muchi and CY are going to be unstoppable.
Absolutely, they're going to be safe here. CY, Muchi are just going to be basically hiding behind Wendy and Waypit at this moment in time. Even Schwan as well, right? Like, obviously, that's a lot of the defense you have on the side of Nova Esports.
APG, they look for the response immediately. Shishan helps us secure this, even without the presence of Yulong, and this is going to be valuable for the side of Alpha Gaming. They have managed to keep this gold gap to less than 1,000 at this point, and Nova, until they get that kill onto the important members like Sun or even Yulong, I don't think this is going to change.
No, it's not going to change at all. Obviously, they need to get the right pickoffs here for the side of Nova Esports. Just take the team fights and dismantle the part of APG, which they haven't quite yet found that right momentum or even way into the team fight.
I think the biggest thing here is like Xiang hasn't found an opening as well. He does have the Frigid Chant, which I feel is going to be pretty vital in the team fights, but I think it requires the usage of Waypit's ultimate, the Unbridled Outburst, to really find value here.
Oh yeah, exactly. Try and get rid of the broad outburst, then go in, use the bridge charge, try and get the lockdown onto, say, for example, either CY or Muji there, but obviously Schwan took a lot of damage, used the battlefield command to get out alive.
Right, now with that being said, this is the 10-minute mark. This is the true wrestle between the teams. If you get this Shadow Tyrant buff, you win the fight. CY could be pushed back for a little bit. They will try to reset this Tyrant. In the meantime, you can see Xiang looking for an opening on this.
Yeah, dropping down Spritelets really stops it, kind of like resetting any further out of range of Nova Esports here, but then they clear out the Spritelets. They use Saber here to make sure it resets.
Yeah, also using the mirror image on the side of Yulong to see if there's any potential catch angles here. So Yulong trying to work down on it. CY coming back. They're both at level 14. Shields coming from Waypit.
Waypit using the shields, keeping his teammates sustained in this long drawn fight for the Tyrants. Obviously, Daybreaker being built here by the side of APG Sun is definitely just going to amass more damage. But look at those traps, man. They are waiting for the side of APG, maybe even Yulong, to proc all these walls.
Oh, they actually have one. No, Nova takes the T1 in the mid. Right now, they can open up the map as well. Saber uses his dash to get out. Nova, they are patient, and the patience might be rewarded here.
It could be. Patience is a virtue here for these two teams, and they're looking to start to be a patient team around this fight of the Tyrant.
Oh, they wanted the board. They can see why they're trying, but a save comes in from Waypit as well. All the damage in the wall, on the backline. Saber not gonna survive. Flash comes in from the side of Muji. They see the ending, they see the opening as well. And with that, 3 kills for the side of Nova as Alpha Gaming make a mistake.
They made a huge mistake there to underestimate Waypit's unbridled outburst, which really upset the flow of the ocean onto the side of APG. Now they are looking to lose a lot of their jungle. Obviously the boars as well as the Crimson Golem going up the side of Muji is just going to enhance the growth of this hero.
And 1 minute in, this is the damage they've done structurally. Taking a T2 at the bottom, T2 in the mid looking, oh yeah, it's gone as well. So Nova now have done structural damage to the side of Alpha Gaming. And across the timing, you see T3s now are open on the menu. Nova just needs to strike hard one more time.
Exactly, that just get a break apart team fight like we just saw there. Take Shishan, take Yulong off the table there, and that is going to be a huge damage output taken from the side of APG. And the fact that Nova now climb further and further to that gold lead, right about 5.5k gold lead now, Nova's looking scary.
Yep. And they have multiple sources of damage, right? Wendy taking another attempt into the T2 on the top. This is going to be secured by Muji, by the way. Both Wendy and Xuan have the Staves of Sorcery. They have extra magic damage. Sun does not survive this.
It'd be very hard for him to survive, right? Obviously, he's going to have to use that protective winds very well, or even use that vaulting shot onto the right person just to kind of get him, create space even further for him.
And the problems are going to get even tougher here. With 8 seconds to go, the Primal Bond will be taken away. And Nova start working on towards this Shadow Overlord.
Yeah, so that means if any kind of push is kind of amassed here by APG, that when that Overlord gets taken down, they can just completely like, you know what? That's a nice try, but we'll use the Shadow Overlord to get that completely eradicated. As you can see, bot side of the map is just being controlled here by Schwan.
Yeah, Sun is trying to use the Protecting Winds as an extra movement speed here, but the true target is going to be the T3 in the mid. That is the lowest out of the 3 available tier 3s for the defense on the side of Alpha Gaming. Unfortunately, that should fall in a short moment.
Very fall. A short, very fall in... Fall short in a very full moment, exactly as I was saying there. English is my best suit, clearly, but APG, they need to stack a good defense here.
Yeah, it's looking a little dangerous, a little spicy for the side of Alpha Gaming. One more hit would do it, and I'm talking about the lives of APG members. The poke is coming in, they get some healthy damage onto the T3 on the top. There is no more minions to speak of, but the poke damage from Muji as well as Wendy with the help of the Staves of Sorcery. This one is so hard to handle.
Oh, very hard to handle here for the both of APG, right? Like, see, they have 2 T3s looking pretty low right now. They have the Vanguards marching through once again into the mid, into the top side of the map. This is going to be a hard defense.
They're going to get some free damage as well, but they're unable to contain the different members. Look, the T3 in the mid is going to be pried wide open. Nova find that first gash. It's going to be a deep one in the middle of APG's Gorge.
They always say the first cut is the deepest here for the side of Nova, and they're proving it into that mid lane. The T3 being taken down here Vanguard, Shadow Vanguard, bot side of the map, still looking to put pressure onto the side of APG, but the pressure just not only from these turret games, but it's also from the gold lead here as well.
Wavy has been very patient with his Bridal Albers as well. The beast needs to be unleashed at the correct time, and Nova knows this. If they can find an opening, it needs to be a guaranteed takedown onto the members of APG. Shishan does have his passive, but take a look at the wraparound potential here. They're trying to hide Xiang, but Xiang unable to find an opening just yet.
Just yet into the back line, round about that Azure Golem as well. Maybe look for a big crucial fight, but at the same time, they have the minion waves into the mid lane crashing in, right? They have the enhanced minions. Like, what's the playstyle here? The Unbridled Embers connects.
Yep, they set it up onto Saber, but Xiang is wrapping around there. They caught the catch onto Muji. No, they don't. And this is going to be danger for the side of Nova. They have Prior over the Shadow Tyrant, and this is going to be 90 seconds of fighting prowess. Xuan has been making work at the top side of the map as well. APG caught out, CY makes a dive. The heals come through, and the kills might not, but they chase out CY as well, finishing the job here. A start, a great start. CY might have to give his life. No! It is going to be a trade. CY for 2 Yulong balls as well when he comes in with the heals, with the catch, and Nova, they have found an opening. It's going to be game number 4 going into the hands of Nova.
Yes, a beautiful finish there for Nova Esports. Wendy coming in with that flank there, getting a double CC.